But we had this incredible season that, a season starts in August. But the incredible bit started just before Christmas when we played Middlesbrough at Old Trafford. The only game, incidentally, that Sir Alex wasn't there for in my time. I can't even remember why he wasn't there. But we lost the game 3-2. And we were poor, really, really poor. Probably the worst game we've played. And we've had some terrible results, worse than that. But in terms of how we played and how we approached the game, it was just embarrassing. And we sat in the dressing room afterwards, and we basically looked at each other and said, "This wasn't good enough. We've let the club down, we let the fans down, we let the manager down who wasn't there. This is not going to happen again." And we agreed on that. It's not going to happen. Let's just go out there and win wherever game we play now. We have to win every game. So it kind of started out as something, let's get, a thought to get on to the next day. But then it became a joke, okay, so we said we're going to win the rest of the game. So potentially I can't remember the number, let's just say it was 38 games, potentially, in all the cups. And if we win 38 games, we've had this incredible season, unbelievable season. We're making history. And suddenly we're there, 3 games, we win the next 3 games. And we didn't lose a single game up until then. We got the last game in the Premier League against Spurs, then we had FA Cup final against Newcastle, Champions League final against Bayern Munich. And it was there. Win the next 3 games, we've had this incredible season, we've made history. And it was a realistic thing. And what happened, we were in this kind of bubble. We could not, there was nothing in us that could even think about, contemplate that we could lose a game. Why should we lose a game? Look around. Look at the players and look at the guys sat next to you. We don't lose games. So, not being arrogance, it's just an incredible belief in our own ability, with a manager like Sir Alex reminding us of how good we were and letting us do exactly what we wanted to do on the pitch. And we did that. And then we get to the Champions League final, where 2 of the most important players that we had in the squad, Paul Scholes and Roy Keane, were suspended for this game. We had to make so many changes. So a lot of what we were very good at, for instance, having David Beckham on the right-hand side, crossing the ball into Andy Cole and Dwight York, that we didn't have because David Beckham had to play midfield, centre midfield. So we had Ryan Giggs playing in his position because the only other alternative was to play Jesper Blomqvist on the left, and he could only play on the left. So not only did you take Ryan away from the left-hand side, you also put him on the right, and we didn't have the weapon of David Beckham. As good as Ryan was, he couldn't cross the ball on his right foot as David could. So there's a lot of things that we didn't have in that game. And when it got to the crunch time with 5 minutes to go, we had to throw caution to the wind, and that's where we excelled. That's probably the best team ever to do that. Simply just commit people forward, bombard the other team, and still believing that we could turn this game around. And I know, as history will show, got a corner kick, which we equalised added on time, and then 1 minute later we got another corner kick and we scored, and turned being 1-0 down to a 2-1 victory. But I think at the end of the day, that's just who we were. We just did not contemplate losing.
It feels like parts of the season.
The fact that no one's ever done it, that speaks for itself. It's really difficult because it's one tiny mistake. So we in the FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal, Phil Neville makes a tiny mistake in the last minute. It's a penalty. It's 0-0 at the time. They score. They go through, we are out. They didn't score, and we ended up winning the game 1-0. But that's how thin the balance is there. And Man City, they've got this incredible team, but we saw in the League Cup final against a team they absolutely thrashed 2 weeks ago. There's nothing between them, and they had to take it to penalty to win that trophy. And I mean, it's still a win. You still have to get there, but it just shows you how thin the balance is. It could have tipped either way, and that's why it's so difficult, because it comes down to little moments in games that will determine the outcome. And The thing is, we can't always get it right, and for us, we're just lucky we did get it right every time.